Hey YouTube, Shinobi here with a review of the Power Rangers Samurai Mini Battle Ready figures. I guess they're battle ready because they have weapons. But, yeah. So these are a branch off of the stylized figures introduced during MMPR. The line never really did all that well. I purchased and reviewed a really long time ago the Go-Go Power Rangers set, which had pretty much all of the figures released. There was some planned, like, I think the Red Ranger in the Dragon Armor with the Megazord or something, and then another set with, I think, the White Ranger and someone or something. But those were never released stateside. I think they might have been released in Europe or something, but they were never released over here. I don't know for sure. But anyway, they're trying again with the Samurai figures. Don't know if we're going to get any more besides these. But we'll see. The set retails for $19.99 at Toys R Us. That's the only place I've seen it at so far. It might be exclusive to Toys R Us, so we'll see. But anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at the 6 figures in the set, and yeah, take a look. So first up is Jaden, the Red Samurai Ranger. He is wielding the spin sword. He unfortunately does not have the Fire Smasher like all the other people have their weapons. But that is alright. So, as you can see, really unpainted back. The front is alright. It's missing a little bit of the white detailings. Around here, it kind of looks like how the Ranger key looks. The boots are kind of obnoxiously big, but it is stylized, so I can give it that. It does look pretty nice, just as a nice little chibi stylized figure. Articulation-wise, it's got a rotation right here, so you can go take that as you will. A rotation here at the waist, and then a rotation here at the glove, so you can position the spin sword however you want, and then his little head moves. So a fair amount of articulation considering this is just a tiny 2-inch PVC figure. So props to them for that. So let's go ahead and put him back on here. I like Jaden, he's pretty nice. Probably my favorite of the bunch just because I like Red the most. And I think he's in a position that makes somewhat sense. But yeah, so now onwards to Kevin. So as you can see here with good old Kevin, he is wielding the Hydro Bow. He's ready to fire at some Nylok scum. Again, unpainted back. And the front, I'm not going to keep mentioning it, but all of them have no stripes, no white stripes on the front of the suit design, and then the Samurai's pouch on their belts are all painted gold instead of black or what have you. So that's a common thing amongst the figures, so I'm not going to keep nitpicking at them every time I move on to a figure. A pretty typical pose, I think, for a Kevin figure. I'm glad that they decided to use the bow and then actually have him drawing the bow. That's a plus. So he comes packed like this, but that looks kind of stupid, so I made him look like he's trying to aim. As far as articulation goes, his head and waist is it, because his hands are in a static position here. So you can kind of position him like this too. In fact, that's probably a better position than what I had. So he's a little bit tilted and ready to shoot them Nyloks. So pretty nice figure overall. I can't particularly complain. I really wish the weapons were painted, but considering the price for a set of 6 of these, I'm alright with that. So here we have Mike. Articulation-wise, it's the same as Kevin's because he is his hands are locked in a static position with the Forest Spear. The Forest Spear did get warped a little bit in the package. There really isn't any way to fix that just because that's just the way his hands are positioned. So he's kind of stuck like that. The Wood Spear does look pretty nice though. Again, wish it was painted. It does have the disc back here. But you have that, so we can position him out a little bit. Plop him on there. Not too bad. I'm just glad that they actually picked poses for these guys that match their weapon fairly decently. Unlike some of the MMPR ones, that just looked kind of strange. But yeah, Mike's a pretty cool figure. Next up, we have Emily. She has the Earth Slicer. The disc side showing here, as opposed to the symbol side. But that's not that bad. I don't know what her hand over here is doing, but yeah. Head joint right there, but no waist movement on any of the two girls actually. So they got a little bit chipped. She's the only pose I don't particularly like. I feel like since this is a throwing boomerang type weapon, that a behind the head bend here at the elbow would have been a more practical design. Since I don't really understand what she's trying to do here, I guess you can tilt it like that and pretend she's swinging it like this or something. I don't really know. Maybe like this. I don't really know, but we'll just stick her on here. And she has some problems with balance. That's why I had that position like I did. Because she doesn't want to stand. At least she doesn't want to stand on the pedestal. She stands sort of okay when she's not on something that's a little bit wobbly. So, here's her front and here's her back, since she doesn't really want to stay on the pedestal. No, she doesn't want to stand back here. Just support yourself on mic. That's what you're going to do in the future anyway. So here is Mia, a nice motion. At least you can visualize the motion here with the Sky Fan. She's holding it up here, which is kind of weird because she's got a handle to hold, but not the brightest light bulb in the pack, so to speak. But head movement, arm movement right here, swivel right there, and that is all for Mia. Here's Mia's front, or back, rather. She's got a CE on the back. I don't know why. And here is Mia's front. See if she stands. Last but not least, we have the Mooger, who looks horrible. The head is actually nicely painted with the jaws and the teeth and the slight black wash in his hair, I think. The body looks kind of derpy. There's a lot of molded in detail here in the boots and the chest and the side armor here. Just none of it's painted, so it looks really bad. But I at least give him the props of inputting the detail into the mold. Unfortunately, it just looks really off because of the lack of paint everywhere. But it does look fairly decent. There's a swivel right here for his sword, slight movement in the head, this swivel over here on the other hand, and that is it. No waist movement at all for the Mooger. But he does look pretty decent, and I'm glad they included him. I would have rather have seen a Gold Ranger in this pack as opposed to the Mooger, but at least now they have someone to fight. Unfortunately, it's just one Mooger instead of, someone important like Xandrid or something. But oh well, what are you gonna do? Not too much, really. So yeah, that is all for this set of 6. Let's go ahead and bring the camera up a little bit. So like I said, this retails for $19.99 at Toys R Us. Compared to the Thundercats 2-inch figures that retail for $27.99, these are a lot better of a deal. Unfortunately, they're just not as well sculpted and not as well painted as the Thundercats set. So I can understand why the Thundercats one's more expensive. Just $27.99 for 6 2-inch figures is kind of outrageous to me. But $20 isn't a bad price to pay for the 6 of them, considering what you would pay if you were getting them all individually or something like that. And unfortunately, they aren't available individually, So if you only wanted Jaden, then you're kind of screwed. But outside of that, the poses are fairly nice, sans Emily. And the details are pretty nice, particularly on the Mooger. And the Rangers, for that matter. I mean, they're in spandex suits. There really isn't that much detail you can put into the molding. I wish the paint applications were a little bit better, particularly in the chests. But considering the price, considering they're 2-inch figures, I can't really complain about them all that much. The weapons would have been nice painted, but again, the price, lack of paint applications, they kind of go hand in hand, so you can't really fault them for that either. At least they're silver instead of like a stupid color like black. But kind of tired of black weapons. So anyway, pretty nice set. If you like these little stylized figures, then I definitely recommend the pickup. Otherwise, it's probably a pretty easy pass, and if you only want a couple of them, you can hold off and wait and see if they make 2-packs or single packs later on down the road. But I wouldn't get your hopes up considering how crappy the MMPR one sold. So you can check out ShukenShobi.com for latest updates on my reviews and hauls, and of course check out RidersRangersandRambles.com, bringing the latest Toku news in the craziest way possible. So take care and have a great one. Bye.